Ever since birth, I have been exposed to the entire Carolina versus Clemson rivalry. These two schools are both very prestigious academic institutions in the state of South Carolina, and they're also really good sports rivals. Today, I'm going to be persuading you why USC is the better option when considering colleges. First, we are going to be looking at the admissions. How easy is it to get into these schools? USC, or Carolina as I'm going to call it, has an acceptance rate of about 60%, like 60, 61. It is a test optional school. The average SAT score is between an 1180 and a 1380, and ACT scores are 27 through 32. Now, you don't have to have these exact ACT, SAT scores, but just around that if you decide to submit your test scores. And USC also considers GPA, class rank, transcripts, whether you've done dual enrollment or AP courses, and your test scores if you submit them. Clemson has a lower acceptance rate of about 40%, and the test score rates are very comparable to Carolina's, but slightly higher. So if you have slightly higher test scores and you're probably going to get in. And they also consider GPA, class rank, but they also take letters of recommendation to help solidify your spot. So overall, Carolina is easier to get into based on the statistics I listed. Next, we are going to be talking about the campus. I feel like campus is a very big factor when considering where you want to go to college. A lot of people, campus can be a deal breaker for a lot of people. So it's very important that the campus is neat, clean, modern, all that stuff. So Carolina it's a whole system. The flagship campus that we're talking about today is in Columbia. It is spread out all over the city of Columbia. That's the one we're focusing on today. The other campuses, they have one in Beaufort, they have one in Aiken, the upstate, Lancaster, Union, Sumter, all those places. So the campus we're focusing on, the one in Columbia, the flagship campus, it is 400 acres of 150 facilities, over 150, spreading out all over downtown Columbia. I went there yesterday to take graduation pictures just because I'm closer to that campus. And some notable sites are Williams-Brice Stadium, the Colonial Life Arena, the library with the fountain in front. That's a very notable spot. The horseshoe is so pretty. The Russell House is like the main dining area. All those are some very popular spots on campus at University of South Carolina. Clemson is more of a rural country town, and it has the town of Clemson close to it. Some notable sites there are Tillman Hall with the clock tower, Memorial Stadium, or some fans call it Death Valley, and the Cooper Library. So it has some notable spots too. Both campuses are really beautiful. I think it's just the person's preference, but USC, the campus there has more utility. And what that means is there's more options of what to do in Columbia. There's more restaurants. There's just more activities. Also, the Colonial Life Arena isn't just for basketball. Disney on Ice was there a couple of weeks ago, as well as some concerts. There's literally events every weekend at the Colonial Life Arena, and just because of that, USC gets the point. Next is another big factor for college, and that is the cost of attending a four-year institution like Carolina or Clemson. So Carolina, before any financial aid for an in-state undergraduate student, so that would be about $30,000, including tuition and your other expenses like the housing, the food plan, and your books. So $30,000, but financial aid like the lottery and other scholarships, that would come out to about $20,000 per year. So $120,000 for 4 years of college without financial aid for an in-state student. Now, if the student is out of state, that cost is going to increase. Clemson is a little bit more expensive. It's $35,000 before aid. So multiply that by 4, $140,000. That's $20,000 more than Carolina. That's insane. $20,000 more. And also, if it's an out-of-state student, that cost is going to increase. But after financial aid, tuition should come to about $22,000 if you fill out your FAFSA and apply for other scholarships. That cost will come down, but still, it is overall more expensive than Carolina, so Carolina wins that category. While both of these schools are amazing institutions and have good academic programs, athletics, student campuses, Carolina is just a little bit more superior as far as the admissions, the bigger campus, and the more full campus. Clemson's campus is very secluded. Carolina's just in the middle of everything. And the financial statistics, Carolina is just superior in all those categories. But it is ultimately up to the college student where they want to call home for their next 4 years of college.